Hello, everybody. This is Bowie and Tim here at Raise Your Game Esports, and welcome to our very first podcast here at Raise Your Game Esports. How are you today, Tim?
I'm good, and you, Bowie?
I'm doing very good. I'm very excited. I'm so excited to talk about esports and gaming and what's going on. What got you into gaming and esports?
So gaming, we'll start there. Those are two different animals. Gaming were my older brothers for sure. Growing up with a family of two older brothers and one older sister, both of the older brothers played N64, the original Xbox, PS1, so many different consoles. So they really got me into the gaming world. Esports, though, that's kind of a different animal. I'd say starting way back in Halo 2 was the first time I really paid attention to esports. Then I got reinvigorated in college studying sport management. I saw esports as a huge opportunity, making a ton of money and everything, and it's a lot of fun to pay attention to. So that's how I got back into esports.
Awesome, awesome. And what are your favorite video games in general?
Ooh, gosh, that's a tough one. Favorite video games in general. I'd say for multiplayer, for online stuff, CS:GO or PUBG, classics and a lot of fun. For the single player though, I'm gonna be super basic and say Elder Scrolls Skyrim and Oblivion was great too though. Those two were fantastic.
Beautiful, beautiful. And yeah, that story, like your story as to how you got into gaming was very inspiring. I had a similar story as to how I got into gaming as well. Ever since I was a very young kid, I was always into video games. I started out with Nintendo. I started out with Pokemon. Pokemon was my very first franchise into video gaming. I was very, very young when the original Pokemon Red and Blue came out, and
Oh
ever
yeah.
since then, I then moved on to the N64 with Super Mario 64. And I've always loved gaming as a young kid. But then what really took off, what really made me take off into gaming was Super Smash Brothers for the N64, the very first Smash Brothers game.
Mm.
I remember when I was like 6 years old and my cousin was like five, and we rented Super Smash Brothers N64 from a Blockbuster. Yeah,
Oh
Blockbuster was around
jeez.
back then, and it was.
Dating ourselves with that one.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You remember Blockbuster, right?
Oh yeah, of course, of course. I love
Yeah.
going down there to get a movie or a game or something.
Yeah, for all you guys have are for all you younger listeners, Blockbuster used to be the store that you would want to go to get movies. This was before Netflix and Hulu and
Mm.
everything like that and streaming sites. So yeah, when we were all young, when we were both younger, we went to a Blockbuster and it was very exciting. And I remember going to the Blockbuster with my cousin, and we were renting Super Smash Brothers, and it just came out, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, we got to see Mario, and we got to see Donkey Kong just duke it out." And then ever since then, I was hooked, man. I would just play. Me and my cousin, we play Super Smash Brothers like crazy. I'd be Kirby. I'd play Kirby because he can copy your opponent's powers like
Mm.
crazy, and he just suck you up and copy your powers, and he can fly too. He can float in the air too, and he has this. It was pretty dope. Like ever since then, I was hooked. And then before you know it, in 2001, the Nintendo GameCube came out with Super
Mm.
Smash Bros. Melee, and I
Oh
got
yeah.
so excited, man. I'd be playing Fox. I'd be moving across the screen. Fox, I loved Fox. In the very first Smash Brothers game, I loved Fox a lot. Like I'd be playing Fox. Like his fast movement is what drew me to that character. And I remember 100%ing Super Smash Brothers Melee. I beat every single event match, every single stage, unlocked all the stages, which took super long. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. And then Brawl came out in '07, and
Mm.
then the new Smash Brothers game came out in 2014. And but like nothing can compare to Melee, because I remember in Smash
Yeah.
Brothers Melee, that was my game right there that really took me in that gaming direction. So
Definitely. I mean, everyone. I don't know a single person that hated or didn't like Super Smash Bros. Melee. And I just got to give a quick shout out to my friend Jake. Jake, I hate you. I think you know why. Super Smash Bros. Playing Kirby, like you said, and just sucking people up every single time and taking their powers. I hated it a lot, but it was effective. So shout out to Jake right there. But
Jake,
yeah, I mean, Melee for me, Melee and Mario Kart Double Dash. Those were the two games like back in the day on GameCube that were just like the funnest thing, nonstop. Just playing that, it was so great.
I agree. I agree with you 100%, Tim. Melee and Mario Kart Double Dash, those two games were my game on the GameCube. I would just play that for hours, man. I'd be playing that for hours. And so those are so Super Smash Brothers is my favorite game, my favorite esport game. And then my number two game that I would play if I wasn't a Smash fan would be Overwatch,
Mm,
and Overwatch would be my number two game. And then my non-esport, just having fun game, my non-competitive game that I would love to play. I love RPGs like Chrono Trigger and
mm,
Chrono Cross and just Final Fantasy stuff. I also love like some first person shooters. Like I remember playing Destiny a lot too back when it was first released. I played that game nonstop for a year. It was amazing. And yeah, that's pretty much what my favorite games are in general. So Tim, you said you really liked Battalion 1945?
1944. Close.
1944. Sorry guys,
Yeah,
1944.
Battalion.
Can you
Yeah,
tell us
it's
more about it?
yeah, definitely. So Battalion, kind of a newer game, coming out this year, I believe. Here, let me just make sure on that. Yeah, it came out in February 1st. It's a growing game, World War II FPS, like one of the basic ones, kind of like uh, Call of Duty 2, World at War, and then for me it was always Day of Defeat Source. That was a fun World War II game. But Battalion is the new and exciting World War II game on the Unreal Engine by Bulkhead Interactive. A new up and coming esport. And I don't know if any of our listeners watched Fragadelphia 12. I know Fragadelphia is primarily a CSGO event. And although the CSGO part was a lot of fun to watch, the Battalion part I think was even more fun, actually. So, Fragadelphia 12, it's in Philadelphia, if you can't tell by the name. For Battalion, it was a $5,000 prize pool. And so, what got me into Battalion and more the esport of Battalion is Mythic Reborn CSGO owners or co owners, Alex and Eric Flom, created a team called Magic, and so they were competing there. And what I found very interesting was due to a wedding, Erica Dren's wedding, Alex Lex had to play for both teams, Magic and Mythic. So he would pretty much just be running back and forth from game to game, switching from Battalion to CSGO. It was a very weird side story, but then I started actually paying attention to Magic and watching their games, and oh my god, this game is fun to watch. It's like the CS:GO of just like the World War II version of CS:GO, and I loved watching it. And they came down to the wire in the championship, um, and beat the number one team. I think it went to double overtime. Perhaps I'm not positive about that, but they didn't lose once except for the regular grouping stage. And yeah, it was just really really fun to watch. So keep an eye out for Battalion 1944. Their next tournament is the Blitzkrieg Masters. So I believe I'm not even exact. I think it's in Amsterdam, but it's a $50,000 prize pool, and it's the first
50,000?
Battalion 1944 Major. Yeah, 50,000.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's an amazing price pool, folks.
yeah, absolutely. If you guys haven't checked it out, I would even watch the VODs of the championship match for Philadelphia 12 to get an idea. Watch Lex on Lex CS when he's playing. They just call it B44. Not to be confused with the hit pop band. But yeah, it's an extremely exciting World War II esport that's coming up, and I think it's coming up to stay, honestly.
Beautiful. Like I just want to see who would win the so how far are they in the season?
So it's tournament by tournament. So I'm not sure how many tournaments there have been. I think there's been roughly three, but I know I'm probably wrong on that. So Fragadelphia was the last event that I knew of, and Blitzkrieg Masters is coming up, but I'm not exactly sure on that time. So here, yeah, it's Amsterdam 2018. It's at the end of this month, the 27th to the 30th of September. $50,000 prize pool, 16 teams. The first battalion major tournament. So it's a really exciting stuff. I definitely try to check it out if you can.
Wow, I'm definitely gonna check that out. Like, thank you so much for informing us about Battalion 1944.
Yeah, definitely.
I bet for all you listeners out there, this is your first like time being exposed to Battalion 1944 as a game. I've never heard about this game until I had this amazing conversation with Tim right here. So yeah, Tim, thank you so much for letting us know about this amazing game, and we'll definitely tune in.
Absolutely. Awesome. It's very exciting. I can't give it enough credit, honestly. The developers have done a great job. The tournament organizers have done a great job. I'm really excited for this major.
Awesome. Me too. Your excitement just rubbed off on me. I'm excited right now. I am so excited right now.
Good
Yeah,
stuff.
majors are so exciting, and yeah, like for example, in the Super Smash Brothers world, as you guys may have known, Leffen has won Evo 2018, which is a super major, and he beat five gods at the event. So five gods of Super Smash Brothers Melee were attended the event, and he beat them. So yeah, because these gods have dominated the scene for the past 5 years. Like it was either one of these five gods that would always take home the prize, but Leffen finally showed them and really proved that he could win a super major in Super Smash Brothers Melee, and demonstrated beating the gods at that. So that was very interesting, and that was in Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, and that was about 3 to 4 weeks ago. But then it gets even better because Zane, another up and comer in Super Smash Brothers Melee, he just won Shine 2018. Which took place in August 24th through the 26th in Boston, Massachusetts, and I'm sure Tim is very familiar with that area, right, Tim?
Oh, absolutely. Heck yeah,
Yeah,
I love Boston.
yeah, and Zane won Shine, which took place in Boston, and two gods of the game attended the event, Mango and Hungrybox, and Zane won without losing a single set, and he's a new up and comer. He improved in such a short amount of time. I think last year he was like 17th, and now he's like in top 5 or 6 now. Like Zane is just on fire. Like these new up and comers are just taking matches off the gods. Like Zane plowed through the winners bracket. He never went to losers. He beat Lucky and None, who are amazing players. They're not gods, but they're like second tier players right below the gods. He beat them 3-1, and then Zane won a very close set against Mango, one of the gods, in a 3-2 set, and that was an amazing set. You can tell it was an intense match. And then Zane beat Hungrybox in semifinals, in winner semifinals, in another close set, 3-2. And Hungrybox is the other god that attended the event. And then Zayn had to go against Mango again in winners finals, and won again. Like Zayn is just was just on fire. Zayn just plowed through everybody, and then Hungry Box, and then Zayn versed Hungry Box in grand finals, and then Zayn, but Hungry Box was in losers, which was quite a shock. So yeah, Hungry Box, a god of the game, was in losers, and Zayn was just making quick work out of everybody,
Wow.
and he just won the tournament. And people were saying, "Oh my gosh, do we have a new god?" Like, but yeah, but the thing is, I want to see Zayn be able to beat Mewtwo King because Mewtwo King and Zayn both main the same character, but
Mm,
Mewtwo King is a god. So I just want to see. I want to see the. So they both main Marth in Super Smash Brothers Melee,
mhm.
and I want to see who's the better Marth, Mewtwo King or Zayn, because it's gonna be very interesting because like Zayn has yet to beat Mewtwo King. But because they're both Marth gods, but Mewtwo King was a god of the game for the past 5 years. So
Mhm.
it's gonna be interesting seeing who can be the best Marth in the world now. And
Mm.
like and just like we said, like these new up and comers are a force to be reckoned with, and the gods have to step up their game. Like we see Leffen winning Evo 2018, and we see Zayn winning Shine 2018, and the gods better watch out because there's new blood in the mix. There's new blood in the mix when it comes to competitive Super Smash Brothers Melee. So
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
that's pretty much what happened in current events for Super Smash Brothers. Tim, did you have anything else you wanted to say?
I just wanted to say that sounds wildly exciting. I'm not super in tune to the Smash community and their esports, but I mean, these new up and comers making a name for themselves and everything, that sounds very exciting. I think I might have to start tuning in a little bit.
Definitely tune in. I can even send you some Twitch links to follow to get the top notch Super Smash Brothers streaming, so that you can tune in. You can tune in very easily.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Uh, just also want to plug ourselves really quick. Guys, if you're interested in more and you want to hear more, see more, check out our pre-launch content on our website at raiseyourgameesports.com. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, pretty much you name it, we have it. LinkedIn as well at Raise Your Game Esports. Almost pulled a self plug there. I hope you guys enjoyed listening so far. Do we have anything else on the docket there, Bowie?
Oh, guys, to supplement what Tim just said, all the links will be in the movie description in this video, and also I'll try to get the links on the banner of this video as well. So you guys will be able to click on the links and see the links for yourself, and be able to check us out on those platforms.
Fantastic. And in the future, we're going to have longer episodes talking about and covering more and more esports competitions, video games, players, you name it. We'll try to have it. We're open to suggestions as well. Make sure to mention us on Twitter with your ideas. And we're going to have some guest speakers on in the future in the world of Smash, CSGO, Battalion, and hopefully Overwatch.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And in addition to all those games, we're going to interview many different peoples within the esports scene. And then we're going to expand the whole esports world, and inform you guys about it.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Do you have anything else you wanted to share, Tim?
No, that's about it. Just thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you so much for listening, everybody. Our very first podcast here at Raise Your Game Esports. It's very exciting starting this new esports journey with everybody, and I look forward to talking more about esports with everybody. Thank you guys for watching. And if you guys want to comment on more esports topics, definitely comment in the comment section to this podcast video. Thank you guys for watching, and have a wonderful day. This is Bowie and Tim at Raise Your Game Esports, signing out.